Rumble chat and it wasn't working. And I tried resetting it up and it didn't work again. So I am going to actually log out and log back in and see if that will help. Um, you'll see if that helped. Anyway, so most of my viewers are probably already over there at Rumble. Yeah, Rumble is not working tonight, so we may not be touching guns on live stream anyway. I'm going to go back in here and go to Rumble and get set up again. What's up, G23? I had a bunch of people. Oh man, dropping my phone. Had a bunch of people get ready to go to Rumble, and a lot of people starting in the chat, and then all of a sudden, Rumble didn't quit working. So we're gonna try to set it up again. Hopefully, it'll be easy to do. What happened? I have no idea. Rumble did not start working. Yeah, it just literally did not work. So I have no idea what happened. I'm going to try to get it up again. So you just won your copyright claim. Sweet. That's awesome. I've won every copyright claim I've done too. I saw 2 shorties and it stopped. No account there, but yeah, need to. Yeah, sometimes they have some software problems. Like it's not the first time, but they're generally more friendly than YouTube, and they're probably the best. And there might be just way too many people streaming right now. So I'm gonna go in here and try to reset it up because it is not working. Yeah. Let me go. I gotta go delete the other 2 first. So I'm gonna delete those. It happens, yeah. Yeah, they have better pro gun stance for sure. Absolutely, they have a better pro gun stance. And then I've also been uploading to Clapper, which has a way better pro gun stance as well. All right, deleting. I'm trying to delete them. Let's see if I can. See, what can I do? Okay, we're going to just go for a straight stream, not a scheduled stream. And primary arms. Let's see here. We've got thumbnail. It takes about 5 minutes to set up a stream. Yeah, I appreciate that, Aldo. Am I saying your name right? Aldo? Or is it Jake or what? I forgot. Who is it? Can't remember everybody's real name. I don't even know G23's real name. Let's see. Stream description. Tonight we are unboxing a package from Primary Arms. What's that, Everett? How you doing? So, and we're just in here. We're trying to get Rumble to work. Apparently, Rumble's not working tonight. Podcasts, secondary topic, firearms. And then let's see. Go back to MeWe now. Control C. Control V. I got all my affiliate links on the podcast, and it should be ready to go live next. Let's see if it doesn't. No, I'm not going to Trump and Putin's meeting. I'm going to be, I am going to be teaching, working with kids. I'm not getting off of work to go see that. And I don't really want to see it live anyway. Like, that's that. All right, I'm about to hit the go live button here. So hopefully it works. So nope, it is not going to work. We're not going to have a yeah, school actually starts we're not going to have a Rumble stream tonight due to technical difficulties. Don't know what's going on. So I'm going to log completely out of Rumble Studio and out of Rumble. This is the second time I've had difficulties with Rumble in the last 2 weeks. So we won't be able to touch guns, but we'll talk about guns all night. I can't show you all the gun deals I posted, but we can talk about them all night. So that's the thing. I mean, I can always touch guns off screen as long as I don't bring it up in front of the screen. So hope everybody's doing all right. I guess we'll just talk about guns right now. School starts tomorrow for Everett. Yep. Started for me yesterday. So I'm a school teacher. So anyway. What's up, YM? How you doing? It's good to see you. Apparently Rumble's not working tonight, so no Rumble chat. So let's see. Log out completely of Rumble. See if we can get it. Actually sign out here. Then we'll sign in. It's cool. Stopping in for 30 seconds. What's up, Hunter Kirk? Hey, Hunter Kirk, I appreciate you being over there. I saw that you in the chat in the video that wouldn't work. So anyway, hey, Hunter Kirk, were those brand new nozzlers, or were those like once fired and cleaned, or what? They look brand new. I appreciate that so much, man. You do not know how much I appreciate that. So, yeah. Oh, also, there's some pretty good accuracy potential with those 175 grain terminal ascents in my 300 mag. Accuracy for that rifle, I mean, it's going to be barely sub MOA, if at all, if close, but yeah. New, just packaged fixed box. That's what I thought. So I will be loading up some more ammo. So yeah, I'll definitely do that. So anyway, sorry I sat on Rumble for too long. Yeah, I heard that. Full length resize or just next sizing for 308 and 300 Win Mag. Me and my husband are arguing over it. I go full length resize. It's what I was taught to do, so it's what I always do. So glad they got there intact. Yeah, you packaged them well, sir. You packaged them well. I'm gonna put some primers in them and let them put some primers in them and some Reloader 22 and go from there. That's gonna be fun. There, I have a Rumble account for the next time. Oh, following 3 size with Nick Bushing only. Okay, I'm not following you there, Caleb Davis, but I'm sure you could. Sorry, I'm moving my phone around so I can try to start the Rumble stream one last time. I appreciate Pure Alaska and I'm sure that's you, Aldo, and Caleb Davis joining to follow me on Rumble. What's up, Will Stamper? Seem like you know a lot. Quick goofy question. I know a little bit, and then I'm reminded how much I don't know. I'm not rich LL, but I also don't have anything to protect my family with, so I got what I could afford. M&P 2.0 full size with a 4.25 inch barrel. That's not a bad gun. Yeah, that's not a bad gun, man. And M&P 15 chambered in 5.56. What are your thoughts? Crit. As long as they work and run for you, that's great. I have an M&P 2.0 5-inch, and it would jam a lot. It had a lot of feeding issues. Sent it back to the factory, and they took care of it, and it didn't have feeding issues coming back, especially when firing fast. I think somehow I wasn't releasing the trigger far enough on the reset before I was pulling it, and somehow that caused something to run slower. Like, I don't know if some knob from the trigger was pushing up onto the slide, and it would jam, and it would stovepipe the one going out. or fail to feed the one going in. So, but I sent it back, and it works great now. I've actually trusted my life to it in a couple of bear defense situation once, because it was the only gun I had a flashlight on for the holster, and so I carried it in my shotgun duck hunting back on this trail, and we ran into a bear, and I was shining that flashlight and that Smith and Wesson at it, because I mean, shotgun without a flashlight is pretty useless. So in that situation, and it was the only duck shot that I had. So yep, that last fall was me. So yeah. Other than that, and the Smith and Wesson could take the Buffalo Bore 147 grain plus B hard cast a lot better than the Glock could take it. So that's that. Um, so that's that. Yeah, like I like the M&P series. It's very comfortable in the hand. My 5-inch is one of my most accurate guns. It's a debate on which one is more accurate, that or my Glock 19 or my Glock 34. Which one can I shoot more accurately? So yeah, I need to add a light to my Marine Magnum yet. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Go to any of my videos in Rumble and you can click the affiliate links there. You can't click them here on YouTube. I can't put them here on YouTube. So that's that. I usually go to MeWe, but so I think Battlehawk Armory has some good deals on lights right now. Battlehawk Armory and Gunback Warehouse. Bushing's the way to go. We have an RCBS with a ball expander. There you go. Cool. Awesome, brother. I appreciate the insight. Yeah, if that's all you have to protect your family with, that's all you have to protect your family with. Will Stamper, I would look at a cheap shotgun next. I would look at a cheap shotgun. If your wife is petite, I would look at a 20 gauge cheap shotgun. Because if you can save enough money for those two guns, you can save enough money for a cheap shotgun. I wouldn't go the cheapest you see, like a $99 one from Turkey. Some of the ones from Turkey are okay. Some of them are not. Okay, it's that simple. I got, sometimes PSA will have them on sale, and I got JTS for like, I don't know. I can't mention prices on YouTube. Probably I'll get a channel strike or something. But I had the JTS AK style shotgun. It's a little ammo picky, but it works. And Big Dan is also right. Maverick 88 12 gauge, cheap and reliable. I actually have a Maverick 88 20 gauge youth. And I've got a video on the channel about it if you want to go check it out. Pretty awesome gun. It kicks a little bit more than I expected it to, even with light recoiling shells. But 20 gauge is there. I also have a Remington 870 YM. Yep, hard to beat. So use full length resize and use expander mandrel for consistent neck. Yep, that's what I do. It seems to work. That's what I was taught to do. That's is what it is. So that's that. You can back a full length sizing die out of it and make a size just neck. Yes, you can. So you don't really have to buy new equipment. And a consistent neck tension, it is better than ball for me. If you're looking for the perfect neck tension, put in an expander mandrel for the basic reloading. The ball is not exactly. There we go. All right, we're going to try to set up this Rumble stream one more time. I don't actually. I've got enough people in here watching right now, so we might just stay right here. I was gonna unbox something from Primary Arms live, so yeah, perfectly agree. Alaskan one, 870, 1100 Winchester, 1200, 1200. Winchester 1200, 1300 is really the best pump shotgun ever made. The 1200, 1300, the new SXP or whatever, it's made in Turkey. It's not quite to the standards of the 1300, 1200. It still can be a very smooth pumper. They have that model, and a lot of the Turkish models copy this. They have a rotating bolt head, just like your AR-15, and they are extremely smooth to pump, as opposed to an 870 or a Maverick 88 or a Mossberg 590. The Winchesters are a lot more smoother to pump. But that doesn't mean that the new Winchester made in Turkey is going to be quite as smooth as some of the older ones. If you can find yourself an old Winchester 1300 in a shop, you might want to jump on that, especially in 20 gauge. So, oh wow, y'all, I'm going to have to go over here and just watch the chat on my computer, because y'all are going to town in the comments, which I appreciate. All right. I've been switching to mandrel dies lately. Okay. A lot of y'all know more about reloading than I do, so that's awesome. There's a few Mossberg down at the same shot I got these at. My wife actually wants a shotgun next. I got her the 4-inch 2.0 compact, and now she wants a shotgun after firing the AR. Huh, interesting. Most women like firing the AR. We have a couple 590 down there as well. Just got to check them out. Yep. Yeah, 590 Mossberg is going to be Mossberg's top of the line pump. So, nice thing about the Marine Magnum is that the internal components are all electroless nickel. No issues with rust ever with mine. That's nice, because I've had issues with rust with my 870, so that is nice. Sinclair, Alaska, who makes a mandrel die and can in 0.001 increments. Wow. Getting into some technical reloading here, above my pay grade. Older 1200, 1300 are better grade, minus from the 60s, 70s. Yep. Get a TIN coated die helps too. There we go. Yeah, she liked it. I think she got rid of her fear of a long gun. Okay, we're new to reload. Yeah. Michael Taylor. Hello from Port McNeill, British Columbia. How you doing there? I wouldn't say we're the worst, but we're definitely up there. I'd say I've had more rust in Georgia. That's because I did stupid things like when it was raining on me hunting, I put my gun in the gun case without wiping it down and stuff like that. If you don't like nickel, rattle can it over nickel. There you go. Good platform, the 870. Yeah. It is definitely a good platform. I like that. Lyman M dies are nice. 21st Century has 0.001 increments. Okay, cool. That's cool. Yeah. Live in Oregon, by the way. So you're behind him. Another Oregonian. Cool. Really, I don't know what I'm really talking about. All I know is neck tension is important, and I've got an Arby's full case die. Is that okay? Yeah. I mean, neck tension is very important. I've not had an issue getting the accuracy I want with just regular sets of dies. I'm not saying you can't get more and better accuracy there, but yeah. Here in Iowa, every hound has an 870, either a 20 or a 12. Yeah, absolutely. I know Mississippi was that way. Everybody had an 870 or either a 20 gauge or a 12 gauge. And then Winchester 1300 is a little better gun too. But for basic reloading, yes, it's perfect. If you're looking for one hole groups, there is a whole big rabbit hole you can go down. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. RCBS dies are fine to start with. I found the if you're just buying regular dies, the Hornady dies are actually a little bit more consistent than the RCBS ones. I get a much more consistent overall length. It's not like a couple of 10,000s off here or there, a couple thousand, thousands off here or there. The RCBS seem to be the same every time. So there's that. I'm just so want to touch a gun right now, but I can't do it. We're on YouTube. So anyway, the lockup on the 1300 is as solid as it has the rotating bolt head. Strongest made, I was told. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. All right, we've logged in and out of there. I think 1300 is rotating one. I think the 1300, the 130, the 13, the 12, and the 1200 are all rotating. I could be wrong. Fluid film works well on matte blue finishes. It impregnates the finish in metal and is highly corrosion resistant, made from wool. Cool. I'm looking to get into reloading 12 gauge. Where should I start? I'm not a shotgun shell reloader. My dad was, but I'm not. So I would say pick you up a single stage press. They're not that expensive either. You can get them, go over to my MeWe page or over to my Rumble page and look at any of the affiliate links. You can get them at Natchez or Mid-South pretty cheap and reload your own shotgun shells. What's cool about reloading your own shotgun shells is you can do custom stuff. Like we did a crap hits the fan load with 8 pellets of number 4 buckshot, and then on top of that we put 3/4 of an ounce of number 4 copper plated turkey shot, so bird shot, and so it had bird shot and buckshot in there. It was a great home defense round. It's also a great coyote round for small food plots in Georgia. So that's what we did. So G23, you got 7.7 Jap dies last year. Cool. What's up, Bad Karma? Yeah, check out Ballistic Products. The Avid Wall, yeah, for shotgun reloading channel, go to the Avid Waterfowler. I think that's the name of his channel. Avid, AVID Waterfowler. He's a waterfowler guy. He can probably answer all your questions. Pat at Safely Strapped. Howdy, howdy. How you doing? Okay, as long as I can shoot them accurately when I reload, I'm literally getting consistent half MOA with Hornady's super performance SST factory ammo. That's hard to beat in my eyes. Yeah, except the SST is horrible on large. I would never use those. But if you're getting that much accuracy, put it in the eyeball socket and don't worry about it, right? Just behind the eyeball socket, don't worry about what it does. But yeah, the SST seems to be is a pretty horrible bullet for large game. Like I would never hunt a moose with the SST. Like it's cruel and unusual punishment. It explodes too easily on bone. But there are other people who swear by it and say it doesn't do that, and I'm like, you're a liar. But but I've primarily used the SST on deer, and when I lived in Georgia. DM Foss has a couple videos on reloading shotgun shells. There you go. All right, let's see if Rumble will make it. Don't know anything about the 300 Ultima, but I'll be sure to check one out. Thanks, brother. Yeah, that's a really good one, but they're expensive. Too bad Lightfield isn't making shot shells no more. ESP slugs, yeah, those are good. 7.7 Arasaka is quite around. It's time. Yeah, what's up, James Milko? Michael Taylor, thanks for all the info. You're welcome. My latest build is a 300 Wisdom. I think you were talking about that the other day, and I can only recommend Barnes bullets or Hammer bullets or CX bullets for hunting big game or bullets like them. Yep. For me, based on my testing and on animals I've shot and stuff like that, Federal Terminal Ascent. If I had to pick the top 3, it would be Federal in number 3, Federal Terminal Ascent. In number 2 would be the North Fork Semi-Spitzer, and number 1 would be Barnes LRX. So I would definitely say that they perform well. My Barnes LRX, it just performs. It just keeps performing, and it's accurate, and it's not extremely high BC like a lot of other ones, but it's high enough BC. Yeah, Arasaka Type 99 chambered in 7.7 jab is still a good option. It'll kill a lot of things. Yep. I'm sure it has killed a lot of things. All right, we're going to try the Rumble chat, and then if it goes live, I'll tell y'all where to go. How's that? So, let's see if it'll work. Nope, it will not work. Live stream failed. All right, well, we're just going to stay on here. I'm having fun talking to you guys anyway. There's more of you here, so yeah, this might boost my YouTube views up a little bit. So don't forget, we're on Clapper now. We're getting a lot of views over on Clapper. It's like a freedom of speech TikTok. There's some weird stuff on there. But Pure Alaska was telling me about it. So thanks, Pure Alaska, if you come back to this chat. Wild hog in Georgia and white-tailed deer in North Carolina. Elk in Oregon and mule deer in Oregon for me. Definitely told me Barnes is number 1. Yeah, Barnes is that. Didn't know SST were that bad. I never had a problem with them. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, what do you hunt? Yeah, I mean, if you hunt like coyotes, they're not bad at all. I see many channels are doing Patreon. Yep, I have a Patreon. Everybody has a Patreon. Patreon.com/Alaskan Ballistics. So, yep. Arasaka has 6 marks on the stock. The serial number is low enough for World War II service. Cool. Deer and elk. Yeah, elk. A deer, it might work, but I've seen it explode on a deer hide. out of a short barrel 308 with a 165 grain. It wasn't going too fast. So I stopped using Patreon. I know a lot of people have. Um, yeah, deer and elk. Elk, I would not take an SST versus elk. I would not take an SST versus elk, especially if you don't want to track that thing. So here's the whole thing. If even if the bullet goes into the vitals and penetrates and blows up, what happens is you have a small, tiny entrance hole. So it's going to take a while for the blood pressure to actually fall to where the animal is going to expire. The animal is going to, you know, um, it's going to suffer a little bit, and it may be on adrenaline. It may be hyped up from the adrenaline. It may be able to run a little while. Like deer and elk can run for 30, 45, a minute and a half sometimes with their heart shot out. I've seen it happen. I mean, I've seen deer run for 30 seconds after their heart was shot out and fell down. I saw my caribou do the same thing. Well, I didn't see my caribou a few weeks ago. Killed a caribou July 31st, first game animal hunt I've ever killed in July. But it's open up there, and I saw the whole herd surrounded this caribou, and the whole herd ran together for a good 25 seconds until he fell. But I didn't even know he'd fall because he was surrounded by like 250 animals. It looked like one of those mass crossings you see on the Discovery Channel. So, yeah, no, not in 338. Maybe not in 338. I have a video of 300 Win Mag versus 338 Win Mag with SSTs. Caleb Davis, go check it out. So, anyway, 50 BMG. I'm looking at my 50 BMG right here going, nope, I don't want it. So, I have a 300 Win Mag and SST. I plan on hunting mildew. Yeah, good change. Should I change the CX copper? If it groups for you, yes. Again, though, if it's so accurate, you can put it right there in the spine and drop them right there. Who cares? Will do. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's got a gamey taste to it, but not a bad texture. Like deer has a bad texture and a gamey taste, like whitetail deer. And so this kind of has a gamey taste, but good texture. I like to marinate it in coconut amino acids and some sparkling water. That's for my health because of my diet and my soy allergies. Soy sauce and orange Fanta soda. That marinate your gaming that and tell me I'm an idiot when I come back. Don't marinate it for more than an hour; it'll taste like Fanta. But yeah. I really enjoy using good old Federal Fusion M270 for deer. Federal Fusion, Ethan, is a great bullet. Like it easily makes the top 10 best hunting bullets. Should be Federal Fusion. So, yeah, Federal Terminal Sense a little better, especially on accuracy. Federal Fusion is pretty good too. So, I always recommend it. If your gun will shoot Fusion, go do it. I don't know anybody else used Fanta and soy sauce. I'm telling you, man. Yeah, about 2 parts soy sauce to 1 part Fanta, if I remember correctly. It might be 3 in 1. I don't know. I've been looking for years and finally found that one. All the Imperial marking's cool. Okay, I'll try that on game. Fanta and soy. I understand aminos instead of soy. Still good stuff. Yeah, I can't have soy. So, like, it gives me the craps. So, yeah. It works. It does. What's up, Tex Prof? Howdy from Central Texas. Good to see you. Powerful Preps. Fanta soda. I'm telling you, man. What's the rifle above the AR? Guy 45. That is a Savage 111 and 6.5 by 284. And the one above that is a Ruger M77 Mark I in 338 Win Mag. One more question. What's your idea on the ELDX? Glorified VMAX. Like, now, if you shoot the ELDX slower, it will not break apart. But yeah, it's the same as the SST. If it's a non-bonded ballistic tip, don't use it hunting. It's a match bullet. If it's non-bonded and a ballistic tip, don't use it hunting. I don't care what brand. Some are a little better than the others. Some of them have the core and jacket separate, but they're still mostly together. Like the core's mostly together and the jacket's mostly together. And that will cause for less penetration. So, yeah, but I killed this moose with that 6.5 284. So, Inupiat, it's called Caribou Tutu. Oh, did not know that. What's up, fluffy 10mm Jeep guy? I appreciate you being here, coming back. Yeah, apparently Rumble is not working tonight. I have tried to make the stream 4 times now. I've tried to make the stream, so, yep. So we're just going to talk on here tonight. I was going to go live, unbox this new thing from Primary Arms. I'm just going to unbox it right here. I don't know if I can show it, but yeah, I like it. So, something I've always wanted, and they were kind enough to send it out to the channel. Just picked up the Savage B22 Magnum Heavy Barrel stainless. I like it a lot. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, all right. I don't know that I can show a scope on YouTube. So, anyway, Guns Blazing Ranch. Do you have a Raptor 50? I do. I just got one. I got it this past year. I think I was talking to, what's his name, Tim? Is it Tom? Tim there, and he said I think he mentioned you having one. So fire. Yep. I'm hoping to shoot a moose with it, but I need to. I don't trust any of the factory ammo out there, and it is absolutely terrible with Federal American Eagle on accuracy. Like, it is 6 MOA at 100 yards, and part of that's me flinching because the trigger's so awful. So, Tim, yep, my buddy. Yeah, I bet he is your buddy. So, yeah, like, I got to get the reloading set up for 50 BMG. Hornady Silvertip, the AMAC stuff. Yeah, got a couple of that on the way. Um, yeah, I don't really trust that stuff for hunting, so up to that. Baseboy 99091. I would like your opinion on the 7mm PRC for hunting. It's great. Yeah, like, if you have one or if you want one, it's a great cartridge for hunting. I don't know that it's going to take off like the 6.5 PRC and the 300 PRC did. And even those two have not. Well, the 6.5 PRC has taken over the 6.5 world, but the 300 PRC has not like outpaced 300 Winchester Magnum yet. So it's still like, but it's still enough out there popular that I think we'll still find ammo for it in 10 years. The 7mm PRC, I don't know that you'd be able to find ammo for it in 10 years. So as long as you're hand loading and loading your own ammo, I would say go for it. So there's that. Yep. Hornady Silvertip. I appreciate it, Guns Blazing Ranch. Everybody go check him out. If you're not subscribed to Guns Blazing Ranch, go subscribe to him. So he's a pretty big channel, pretty good guy, I guess. If you know Tim, you're a pretty good guy. I was talking with Tim, and he was telling me, with the drones, everybody needs a 50 BMG. With the AI-powered target themselves drones, the AI drones, and them bringing back endangered species, we're like a generation away from Jurassic Park and the Terminator being real. Everybody needs a 50 BMG. Get one. So, thinking about getting one. Cool. I've got a couple of videos on the 7mm PRC on my channel. I had to borrow the gun, so I don't have that many videos. But, yeah. Hammer makes a decent 50 caliber bullet. Okay. I was going to use the Barnes. Barnes has the TSX. Not the TTSX, which is what I prefer, but the TSX. I figure if it doesn't expand for low velocity at 400 yards, it's still a 50 caliber hole through them. But would you hunt moose with a 7mm PRC or a 300 Win Mag? The answer is yes. I would hunt moose with either one of them, and I will hunt moose with my 7mm Remington Magnum later this year. Same load and stuff I killed my caribou with a few weeks ago. So my 300 Magnum isn't quite as accurate as my 7mm Magnum. Now, those are my guns. Your guns might be different. If I wanted one gun to hunt all around Alaska with, it would be a 300 PRC or a 300 Win Mag, because you can do everything in Alaska with it. I still think 300 Win Mag's a little underpowered for big brown bears and bison, and maybe some huge muskox as well, because of all that thick fur. But I think it's still more than capable of taking them if you make a good shot. So, but yeah, I would definitely do that. What's up, Big E? Bamsey Moy? Even the 5-ton sloth would be interesting. There you go. Yeah. But to answer your question, there, Baseboy 9901. I think I would probably go 300 Win Mag just because you'd be able to find ammo for it later, if the 7mm PRC doesn't take off. So, I have a 300 Win Mag, but I was thinking about a 7mm PRC. Yeah, you'll save a little bit on recoil. Yeah, LOL, still a 50 caliber hole. Yeah, a half-inch hole is not that God didn't give you is not one you want, right? All right. So, yeah. Good evening, Ken. How's it going? Ken is the maker of CKB cast bullets. Sorry, Rumble wasn't working tonight. And let's go to CKB cast bullets and check them out. I can't say the website name or I'll get a channel strike. But y'all know how to find it. So talk to Ken. He's a pretty good guy. And Ken Bain. Bain, if I think is how you pronounce it. Did I get it right this time? So put them guns down. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not picking any up. Kenneth. No LOL. I thought it was Bane like Darth Bane from the Star Wars series. The Rule 2. Yes, everyone needs a Barrett M82. Agreed. For large bear, would you go 338 Win Mag, 375 H&H, or 338 Lapua? The answer is none of them. I would go 375 Ruger. You get you another 100 feet per second, not much more recoil. And it recoils less than the 338 there. So anyway, so none of them would be my answer. Out of those three, I have a 338 Win Mag. It's right up there, and I've shot a bear with it, so it works. But yeah, 375 Ruger would be that. So yeah. I'm not recoil sensitive, so my 300 mag isn't a problem. But I have heard 7mm PRC has better long range performance. I would agree. I would agree with that. I mean, the one thing though, Base Boy, is you got to go test your ammo because a lot of it does not get the velocity it says it's going to. So, question above. All right. Someone almost new one today for sale. A Super Blackhawk, I should say. Okay. Okay, you Alaskan guys. Okay, I found your question. Let's pin it here. You Alaskan guys and the serious gun guys, what do you think of the Ruger Blackhawk 4400 in stainless? If you're at a bear bait station or a whitetail deer hunting tree stand, absolutely use it. That's a great gun. But if you're talking about bear defense while you're fishing, absolutely it's a terrible gun. Do not go with a single action for bear defense. Go with a double action. You don't want to have to pull it out and pull the hammer back. And the worst part about a single action is there's not a good chest rig, and this is true for a lot of revolvers, but not all of them. There's not a good chest rig out there that you can operate one-handed. So if you're fishing, you got an expensive fishing pole in your hand, and you're just reaching and grabbing, you don't want to drop your fishing pole. What are you going to squeeze your fishing pole between your legs as you get your gun out because you're fiddling with all these things that overloop the hammer and stuff like that? The worst part about a single action for bear defense is the holster. There's not a good holster made. I've seen some custom ones made with a thumb snap instead of a loop, and like they were too loose on me and couldn't tighten them because it was made for a really big guy. And those were custom ones made by custom leathersmiths, and those sucked. So unless you're doing cowboy action shooting, which is a horrible way to carry your gun in an open holster while you're wade fishing a river that's slippery with rocks, for salmon, yeah. So I would say stay away from it unless you're hunting from a bear bait station or a whitetail deer stand, and in which case it's a great gun. But yeah, single action. There are a lot of people who carry single action. I've carried single action before as well, and I have to tell y'all it's not a great gun for that purpose. So, um, so us Alaskan guys would do that. So. Um, that is what I would tell you as far as that gun. If you're wanting it to defend yourself, if you want it to be a practical defense gun, no, single action puts that. Even if you cowboy action shoot, you know, none of those cowboy action shoot guys carry an actual single action revolver, even a small one. So, all right, man, I gotta, yeah, make sure you have a decent barrel length. Absolutely, 24, 26 inches for Magnum loads. Yep, absolutely. They test with obnoxiously long barrels to suck out any feet per second as possible for the box. That might be true, Guns Blazing Ranch. Hold on. Let's talk about this for a second. Because I want to say that for most of the velocity testing that I do here on the channel, for most rifles, I get more when I have a longer barrel, and I get less when I have a shorter barrel. And when I have the exact same barrel, I get within 25 to 50 feet per second of the box most of the time, which is, it sucks if you want something to go 2,800 and it's going 2,750, but that's not too bad considering the differences in air pressure or elevation or all of that stuff comes into fact. If you're within 50 feet per second of the box, it's good. I mean, it's not in a controlled environment. When you're 100, 150 feet per second below the box and you're at the same barrel length as them, and I'm not going to mention any names on it, yeah, then that's a problem. But they don't necessarily test with longer barrels. I know the hand loading manuals tell you what they test in. Hornady tests 300 Win Mag in a 25-inch barrel of all things. Barnes tests 300 Win Mag in a 24-inch barrel. So when I go out with a 26-inch barrel, I do expect to get more velocity unless I'm hand loading that round a little farther out where it doesn't build as much pressure in the case, and then I get about what the same. So, what's up, 2A fam? What's up, Bullseye Ben? How you doing? I think, did I subscribe to you the other day? I think I subscribed to you the other day. Uh, no, Pure Alaska was telling me about your channel. Pure Alaska. I was talking to him. I met him out where we shoot videos. So, okay, so, yeah, I am subscribed to you. Cool. How you doing, Bullseye Ben? Anyway. One of these test barrels probably aren't rifled, yeah. So I do think that they generally do tests, and they generally do well. There are companies like Double Tap that really overstate their velocities. Um, Federal is usually overstating velocities, except in their premium line. In their premium line, they do a little better. So when you go to Federal Premium, but they do a little bit better. So I will say that it is pretty good. So, well, what am I doing? I don't want to put them in timeout. Unpin the message. Hit the wrong button. So, all pistol ammo is tested with the 6-inch. Who carries that? Me, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna insult the host here. No, I'd actually a lot of times we'll carry the longer guns here in Alaska because we can wear a heavy coat a lot of the time. So I'll usually have in the winter, if I'm going to church, for example, or going to the movie theater, I will have my Glock Model 40 with a 6.5-inch KKM barrel in it in my hidden hybrid holsters, which I got to tell everybody is a great holster. And there's a affiliate link somewhere on MeWe or Gab or X or some places like that. You can go check them out, or Rumble, which isn't working tonight. But yeah, the 6.5-inch barrel is the 6.5-inch barrel is gains velocity over the box. Like in the Glock Model 40 for 10 millimeter, I usually will gain, especially with lower grain ammo, because there's more powder to burn. I will usually gain 75 to 125 feet per second over what the box says. And then when I have the 6.5-inch KKM barrel in there, then it'll add another 30 feet per second or 25 or something like that. So The reason why I like carrying that gun, the hidden ride big holsters makes it extremely comfortable, even for a fat guy with that big old grip in the fat roll. Um, and then 100 grain extreme defenders. I like the 100 grain extreme defenders, and they will go right through level 3A armor. So if there's somebody wanting to come in and shoot up a movie theater, someone coming in and shoot up a church, chances are they're gonna, especially in Alaska and gun owning states, chances are they're gonna have some type of soft body armor on, at least. They might have level 4 and then you're screwed, but um, they might have level 3A, what do they call it? PF1 or PF3 now. Um, but they might have level 3A, and 100 grain solid copper extreme defender from Underwood is going right through that, and it's listed at 1800 on the box, and I'm getting closer to 2000. So I know it's going through that. That's the speed you want. So yeah, I carry big guns. Often I carry in church a Glock 34, same thing, 68 grain, 9mm plus B extreme defender, Glock 34, same reason why I'm carrying a long gun there. Yeah, now I just saw your other comment. Florida sucks for carrying big guns. Absolutely, it does. But I will come down to saying it's all about clothing and holster choices. So if you can't do that holster choice where you live, that is what it is. But uh, you know, I get it. But yeah, 22 mag was it through 3A armor too, 2200 feet per second. Yeah, especially those all copper rounds or full metal jackets. Sometimes the VMAXs, even if they're going that fast, won't because they explode so fast. But generally, even they do a lot. So yeah, Liberty Civil Defense doesn't penetrate. I've done it out of short barrels and with lower velocity, and it doesn't penetrate very well in my opinion. Not the whole thing, like that little disc might go 12 inches, but you're left with something that weighs less than a dime in there. I would no, it's still a hole in you God didn't put there. I get it, but it's not going to necessarily put people down right away unless you hit a central nervous system shot, and you know, so Guns Blazing Ranch. I wounded a deer. I went after it with my pistol, and I had some highly expanding rounds in it, such as Spear Gold Dot and no Corbon Powerball, the old Glazer Powerball that expands really quickly, and it would not penetrate the deer's neck. It was a bad shot. This was when I lived in Georgia, and that was out of a 45, so it was a 160 grain Corbon Powerball, and it just would not penetrate a deer's neck and skin in there. And granted, a deer is probably tougher to kill than a human, in my opinion. Not that I want to kill humans, but hunting. And I was just saying, I want penetration. Penetration to the vitals is all that matters. And so that's why I go with like the lighter grain for caliber extreme defenders, because they also give me the penetration, but they also give me good tissue damage as well. And they're going to go through level 3A. So Bullseye bin, yeah, this Liberty Civil Defense. I think it depends on which cartridge you're doing, but yeah, some people say it goes through it, and some people say it doesn't. I really think it depends on how good that level 3A is. Thought on G9 95 grain enhanced hollow point through your Glock 40. I would bad karma. I would love to do that, but I can't. I can't find it here. Like, there's no G9 ammo dealer here. So, anyway, let me go in here and unpin his message, and let's see. No Graves, views on 40 Smith & Wesson. Let's talk about this for a little while. How you doing, No Graves? We'll talk about yours. No Graves, views on 40. 40 Smith & Wesson. First of all, I had one blow up when I was 20 in a range. I had one blow up on me, and it was Federal Hydroshock 180 grain ammo. And I will just have to say that yeah, it's not what it used to be. Like, when the early 2000s, they actually loaded it a little hotter, and they had a problem with the brass at Federal at one point. I was told they spilled ammonia under a bunch of barrels of brass or something like that. I trust my source, but I'm not going to quote him. Hearing it tertiary. I'm not going to say my source's name because it's tertiary information at this point. Who knows how true it is? And I I really think that that hurt the 40 a lot, because there were a lot of 40s known to blow up, and known to blow up with that ammo. And it happened to the same source that I talked about. Happened to 6 different guns, people I know, 3 Glocks, a Springfield XD, a Beretta 96, and something else. So that really killed the 40, and the 40 was watered down because people were trying to load it to a light 10 millimeter. I remember Georgia Arms was loading a 155 grain at over 1,200 feet per second, and I'm like, holy crap! That, I mean, that's or over 1,300 feet per second. It was like, I think it was 40, and they Georgia Arms at the time called it plus P plus, because I lived in Georgia back then. Bullseye bin, if I could do that, I would do that. I'd swap all my 40s to 357 SIG. Um, so it was overpressured initially, and so that's why is what it is. I think a lot of people went back to 9 millimeter with that. I went back to 9 millimeter with that. And then, but there are 10 millimeters that have blown up too, and it's usually an ammo issue. And so I would say I do own 240 Smith & Wessons. I do want to get another one for the channel for ballistic testing. I want to get a long slide of some kind. But I have a SIG 239, and I have a M&P Shield Gen 1 with 9 sights. And I would have to say that I like the 40 Smith & Wesson. I do think the 40 Smith & Wesson, everybody says 9 millimeter with a modern bullet will outperform. I'm like, well, put a modern bullet in the 40 Smith & Wesson. So that's something I plan on doing pretty soon in the next few weeks, is 9 millimeter versus 40. I have the ammo sitting right over there for the test, Federal HST, and then probably as well as Hornady Critical Defense. And we're going to do some 9 millimeter versus 40 and prove that the 40 is still a pretty darn good cartridge. So I have 120 grain solid copper 40 hollow point, and they're going 1350. Yeah, well, that's about right for a 120 grain, because that would be going about 1,700 out of a 10 mil. So yeah, 40 short and weak. Yep, 40 short and weak. I get that. I get that a lot. But the 10 mil guys call it 40 Smith, 40 short and weak. Appreciate everybody being here and watching tonight. We got a lot of people in the chat. HK USP and 40. Wasn't that the first USP? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, 9x25 Dylan. I think Chook gave me a barrel for that. I gotta go do that. Yeah, 40's not bad. It's just it isn't. I don't know. I would much rather have that. Okay, Ghost. Let's see. Pin message. So Guns Blazing Ranch says goes through Chinese 3A. Guns Blazing Ranch, here, I'll make you a moderator, and you can put a link to your video in there. All right, you can put a link to your video. I'm sure you've got a video doing that, so you can put a link to your channel so everybody can see it. Same thing with Montana Musings. Montana Musings, you're already a moderator, so I have a Gen 4 Glock 22 and the Smith & Wesson Shield Gen 1. Yeah, there you go. 40 is legal for deer here now. Okay, cool. I made a video of armor testing. Okay. Bullseye Ben. Go ahead. You can put your link in there too. Yeah, I got a few videos. Aldo, were you asking about M855A1? Let's replace pin message. Here we go. I mean, are you talking about that right there? Huh? Is that what you want? Sorry, I'm flexing on you. That's not nice. Yeah, I picked up these the other day. I'm sorry, I don't know. I don't know anyone in your area. This guy had a bunch. I don't know where he got it. He was selling them to me for 87 cents a bullet, and I thought, hey, that is way better than the $1 plus shipping I paid before. So that's that. Any views on 375 H&H mag? I think 375 Ruger's a better caliber cartridge. And the reason why I say that is because 375 Ruger will get you 100 feet per second more with the same barrel length, and does not have the rimmed, what do you call it, belted case. So I would say stay with 375 Ruger. It's a better modern cartridge. All right, let's talk about this, because I do have a video on this. All right. Yes. So my experiences in 5.56, they may go through, they may not. It depends on how well the bullet's hardened and how fast you got the bullet going. If it's in a carbine, 16-inch or 14.5 or 13.7, you're not gonna get that. Sorry, my neck needs to pop there. You're not gonna get the velocity to go through the AR 500 steel. Brownells, I don't think it will carry it. Um, but I will say that having a video, I have a video on this, and one of my moderators, if you can go find it, I might be able to find it too. Um, uh, Look up 22-250 versus body armor, and hopefully I've loaded some into 22-250, and they're going in that video going 37.90, 37.70, 35.70, excuse me, 35.70, and I think I got them going up to 36.30 later. And maybe I can find it right quick here. Let me check here. It's weird because I'm on my phone and my phone's sitting in front of my computer, and because I was prepared to do all my chat on Rumble, but Rumble is not working tonight, so copy that. So yeah, it will go through solid steel out of a 22-250 at 35.70. But it will not go through. It will go through AR 500 steel. It will not go through AR 600 steel or 550. I have a steel target that it did not go through. So yeah, I have some M855A1 and AR 500 3+ body armor I can test this weekend. Yeah, you should try it, but Bullseye Ben, you need to get a 20-inch AR to try it. Like it might go through in a 16, but that's it. My fastest 22-250 is only running around 36.20. Oh wow. I've gotten I got factory ammo, the factory Hornady 50 grain VMAX, the super performance going. I've had it go over 4,000 feet per second. I've actually have a couple of boxes of 40 grain full metal jackets that were designed for 5.7 by 28, and those 40 grain full metal jackets designed by 5.7 for 28 will go scream at 42.50. So that's pretty slow for a 22-250 base boy. I mean, if you're running like 62 grain, that's great, but 55 grain full metal jacket Hornadies are running 3,800. So my longest AR is 18 inches too. Yeah, there you go. Any thoughts on the 6GT? I'm having a PRS gun belt for. Everybody keeps saying that. I have never seen ammo on the shelf. I'm not going to buy a cartridge that I've never seen ammo on the shelf for. I don't mind hand loading. I love hand loading, but I don't want to buy a cartridge I've never seen ammo from the shelf. Okay, what Hornady bullets do you not like again? Hornady bullets do you not like again? I don't like SST or ELDX. I run 72 grain. Oh, but 3600 72 grain. That's respectable. Yeah, that's respectable. Who built you a 1-in-7 twist 22-250? So wildcat rounds that are fads are a waste of money. I agree. I couldn't agree with you more there. When they keep going like 6.5 by 284, or kind of that. I like the 77 grain open tip. Yeah, there you go. I need to try 77 grain in my 22-250. I have a 1-in-7 twist 22-250, but so far it's only shot the 50 grain VMAX accurately. So we'll try some more stuff. Yeah. I know I've missed a bunch. I know there are a lot of y'all in here talking and everything. I missed a bunch of questions. So just say it again if y'all didn't do that. Let's talk about this bullseye bin. Okay. Went back here and found that. My favorite carry ammo is 185 grain, jacketed hollow point, 45 per 1,300 feet per second, out of 694 foot-pounds of energy. Here's my question: have you gel tested that? Because a lot of those jacketed hollow points for 45 are not meant to go at that speed, and they will open up so fast and break apart. Military Arms Channel has a 10 millimeter versus 45 super video. Go look at that. So if you've gel tested that, go ahead and put your link, Bullseye Ben. Put your link in the chat, and we can all go watch it later. But if you haven't gel tested that, gel test that, because it may not penetrate like what you want to. You're going to have to take neck or head shots to put a person down, which is not what you want to do, to put a bad guy down. Which is not what you want to do, but it's hard to do. You're in Indiana, whitetail with the Ruger 44 Magnum. That's a good idea. Yes, I've gel tested it. Made it last week. Sweet. And it depends on which bullet you're using, too. Yes, Bullseye Ben, I certainly do. And I'll tell you why. Thanks, Bullseye Ben, for putting your links in there. Let's see. Let's go to your comment here. Let's replace your comment with this comment. All right. Anyone else think the military should have gone with 308 rather than 277? So 7.62 by 51 versus that. So in my 308, I've got 130 grain M880 A1s. I've gotten those 130 grains in the 308 to go 3,120 per second out of an 18-inch barrel AR-10 and feed reliably. So I have, to me, if you're getting that 3,000 feet per second, it's possible to do that with a redesigned 308 bullet that's going to penetrate versus 80,000 psi or 77,000 psi in the new 7.62 by 51, or but in the new 6.8 by 51. So I think that they're going to find that round's overpressured, and they're going to shear bolts, and they're going to, I hope it runs well, and I hope it really works for our military, because they've already invested so much money into it. But yeah, I think the military should have gone back to 308. I really think they should have gone something like 6mm GT or 6.5 Grendel. I really think they should have done that and just replaced uppers if they needed to. I think that you would have found a lot more effectiveness there. Another good one would have been the 25-45 Sharps, which sent an 80 grain bullet at 3,000 feet per second in a 20-inch barrel. So, yeah, I totally agree with sticking on that. 45 ACP plus P, 185 grain jacket hollow point for the woods, or for the hoods, and 255 grain plus P for the woods. There you go. You can't beat that. James Milko, can't beat that. That's a good one right there. Somebody does actually, Bullseye Ben, make 4570 AR-10. Somebody actually does. It's called a 4570. It's 4570 auto is what it's called, and I think they've got an auto type rim on it and recessed, so you can get there. So, yeah, they make one. So Base Boy, a 308, I run a 130 grain, just over 3,010 feet per second out of a 20-inch barrel. Have you looked into tack powder? Have you tack gunpowder? So 45 Raptor, I think so. It's like that. Yeah. No, it's it's not the 45 Raptor. It's an actual true 4570 auto. It's based on an AR-10. I think the 45 Raptor is based on a AR-15. I could be wrong. Action, could be wrong. 500 grain in the Texan and a single shot. There you go. So yeah, Base Boy, have you considered running tack powder? Because you could get up to 32. Like we've gotten 32-16 in an M1A, Springfield M1A. Go look at my 130 grain. I have a 130 grain Barnes versus a 125 grain Nosler AccuBond. Go look up in 308. Go look that video up. Here, I'll look it up and see if I can find it. Yeah, I've got a part 1 and a part 2. YouTube, as usual, does not like the part 2 to share it. Copy link. There you go. There you go, Base Boy. There's the link. Go check that out. M. Gabriel books. I recommend getting the latest edition of the Lyman, and then getting everything else online. You can download everything else online. So when you're the only one to make 35 grain 222 goes 4,000 feet per second. I think so. That 130 grain Barnes out of the 308 is no joke. It is no joke. Has anyone tried the 338 Yark yet? Yes, I shot one at SHOT Show. And I like it. And let's just say there might be one on the way for testing. I'm not going to say which company sent it or anything yet until it's in my hands. But there could be one slightly there for testing. So that's that. I was thinking of getting 338 Federal. Yeah, up here 338 Federal will be very useful. It'd be 20 rounds of 338 against a grizzly bear. Yeah, 338 Federal is really useful. The reason why I like 338 Arc better than 8.6 Blackout is because 8.6 Blackout should be dedicated suppressor. Because it just, in the supersonic rounds, you can only use certain bullets, and it doesn't go what the 338 Federal goes. It goes like 2,200 maybe. When 338 Federal, the same bullets, you can get 26 to 2,800 with a 160 grain Barnes TTSX, for example. So you can get that 338 caliber hole, that 34 caliber hole, without doing a whole lot. You can get that 338 caliber hole with a lot more efficiency in the 338 Federal, and you're getting good velocity in 338 Federal versus the 308 or versus the 8.6 Blackout. Excuse me. So yeah, the 338 RCM made sense. It did, but now it doesn't because you can't find ammo for it. That's for sure. So thanks, James. If I missed your question, please go ahead and say it again. I'll be up in Alaska. What is up? I'll be up in Alaska in 2027. Moose hunting with Pure Alaska. I was thinking of bringing my over-under 12 gauge 30-06. I'm going to be honest with you. That's a cool gun. I would bring something more practical for hunting. Where he hunts that I know about, I mean, there's some places he hunts I don't know about. Yeah, it's going to be difficult to justify having the 12 gauge in some places. You really want to be able to pick out. I would bring your 300 Magnum. I would bring a 300 Magnum or a 338 Magnum or a 375 Ruger. If it's bullseye bin, if it's going to be a once in a lifetime trip, you might as well buy a gun for the once in a lifetime trip. You're spending thousands of dollars between airfare and hunting license to get up here. So why not spend another $600 or $800 on a rifle and another $600 to $800 on a decent scope and make it a once in a lifetime trip? So, yeah. So that would be my thing. And if you have a bolt gun in like this, I killed this moose here. So that's that moose. 44 inches, still in velvet, as you can see. 4 brow tines on one side made him legal. It's on this side. I can't touch the gun and take it down to show you the 4 brow tines, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4. That made him legal. 44 inches. Where Pure Alaska hunts, that's only it needs to be 3 brow tines. So I would say Bullseye Ben, I shot that with a 6.5 by 284 Norma. So in between 6.5 Creedmoor and 6.5 PRC. And it dropped him. And I did have to put an extra one into him when I got up to one or two, I can't remember. So you can do it with a 270 if you have a 270. Do I hate the 270? Yes, I hate the 270. Okay, but the 270 is good. It's like 30-06 for women. Anyway, but you can do it whatever you want to. Just buy a Ruger stainless guy gun and 375 Ruger and stick a 1-8 LPVO on it. Yeah, he's got a point there. James Milko has got a point. 30-06 is better than 270. Oh yes, absolutely. Yeah. I don't like 270 because it doesn't have a match grade chamber and throat erosion is bad. I've just had bad luck with 270s if I shoot them a lot. The Browning I had every 100 150 rounds, I had to change my cartridge overall length to get it to shoot accurately for the next 100 150 rounds. I sold that thing and never looked back. It was a gift from my dad too, so I sold that thing. I was like, I won't need a 270 Alaskan. I'll need a big Magnum. Come up here and everybody hunts with 270s and 308s and 30-06s. So, what's up, Chris Heisteman? Yeah, we went up. Rumble did not work, so we're over here. 270 WSM is really nice. Yeah, if your bullets don't blow apart. 270 Weatherby's nice. 6.8 Western's pretty good. It's a pretty good cartridge. I think it's gonna die, but despite what Montana Musings is saying about it, somebody makes an upper for that. Let me Google it. I'll tell you who it is. Hold on a second. 0.300 WSM AR-10 upper. Yeah, here we go. Yep, CAC Industries. So $1,150, 19-inch barrel. You can choose an adjustable gas block option. Has a muzzle brake on it. I mean, I can't tell you where to go. I can't tell you the website, but that's that. Checked out the AKB-23 bullpup yet? I have not. Real neat. And by the way, welcome to the thing. What's your wrench, bro? I have a good reloading wrench made out of pine right there. I can't do bench press with my shoulders and back, and the disc is messed up right now. Yeah, CAC Industry. Yeah, good company. CAC Industry. They're not the only ones. They're not the ones I was thinking of. I would really want to get longer than a 19-inch barrel. I'd want to get 22 at least. Yeah. Let's see. If you really want to spend some money, it looks like there's a tactical skeleton for that. Was it Unitall Precision that did it? Deadshot barrels. There's a few of them out there. So, appreciate you, brother. Yeah, have a good one, man. Yeah. So, anyway. When it comes to any bullet I make, the mistake that people don't understand that I only hunt with copper bullets. Not sure what you're trying to say there, but yeah, I only hunt. Yeah, I don't only hunt with copper bullets, but I prefer them if it's doing. Hitting the sack and making a post share in the stream. Appreciate it. I appreciate that. That's what we 2A creators have to do. We have to make posts sharing each other's videos. I share a lot of videos from big creators and small creators on my community post because that is where the people, I could share your video on Facebook, but Facebook isn't people that are necessarily going to click on it and go watch YouTube. But if I'm sharing it on a YouTube post, those are people that will click on it and watch YouTube because they're already on YouTube. And don't forget to post stuff on Clapper. Are you on Clapper, Bullseye Ben? So wait, into that. I'm more of an AUG or a Tavor guy than an L85. All right, I'm gonna have to figure out a way here to plug in my phone. So anyway, I think we're gonna have to end this chat because my phone's about to die. So I apologize. tend to make the mistake of making comments. I forget that I only on copper bullets 270 WSM. The LRX is great. There you go. 375 Ruger is good for everything in Alaska with a proper bullet in it. Yes. 30-06 is good for everything in Alaska. 300 Win Mag is good for everything in Alaska. 375 Ruger is more than good for everything in Alaska. Does it all. Yep. And 375 Ruger will give you a big advantage on big brown bear and big bison. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, I gotta go because it's past time. So I am gonna go spend some time with my wife because my kids are asleep. They fell asleep on the way home with her. So I'm gonna go spend some time with my wife, and y'all have a good one. I appreciate it. Yep. Did a 30-06 for decades. There you go. All right, guys. God bless. Take care. Bad Karma, great channel. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Have a good evening, Alaskan Andy. M. Gabriel, have a good one. 375 H&H, LOL. Yeah, 375 Ruger is the way to go. But 375 H&H will do it too. It's just fine. 375 Ruger also turns grouse into instant fried chicken. I want to know how you know that, Christopher Heisman. Aldo, thank you. Be well. Yourself. I hope wish you well and everybody watching well as well. Thanks, guys. God bless. Take care. We will see you at the range.